Some people come alive in a crowded room. Others leave that same room feeling mentally exhausted. If you're someone who enjoys spending time alone, you've probably heard comments like, "You should get out more," or "Why are you so quiet?" But needing alone time doesn't automatically mean you're shy, antisocial, or unhappy. In fact, psychology suggests that intentional solitude can play an important role in emotional well-being, creativity, and self-awareness. Think about the last time you had an entire hour with no notifications, no conversations, and no expectations. For many people, that sounds uncomfortable. For others, it sounds like relief. The difference isn't about liking or disliking people. It's about how different brains recover from stimulation. Every social interaction asks something of your mind. You read facial expressions, interpret tone of voice, decide what to say next, and monitor how you're being perceived. Even enjoyable conversations require mental effort. Over the course of a busy day, those demands accumulate. Alone time gives the brain an opportunity to slow down, organize information, and recover from constant input. One of the biggest misconceptions is confusing solitude with loneliness. Loneliness is the painful feeling of lacking meaningful connection. Solitude is the intentional choice to spend time with yourself. Someone can feel lonely in a crowd, while another person can spend an afternoon hiking alone and feel completely fulfilled. The emotional experience is entirely different. People who regularly choose solitude often use that time for reflection. Instead of reacting to life moment by moment, they create space to think. They revisit conversations, examine emotions, and ask questions like, "What really matters to me?" Or, "Why did that situation affect me so deeply?" Reflection doesn't guarantee wisdom, but it often leads to greater self-understanding. Modern life rarely encourages this kind of quiet. Our attention is constantly pulled toward messages, videos, headlines, and updates. Every notification competes for a small piece of mental energy. Over time, the brain can become accustomed to constant stimulation. That's one reason silence can feel uncomfortable at first. When external noise disappears, internal thoughts become easier to hear. For many people who need alone time, silence isn't empty. It's productive. It's where ideas connect, memories settle, and creativity begins. Researchers studying the brain's default mode network have found that periods of quiet, wakeful rest are associated with imagination, autobiographical thinking, and making connections between ideas. That's why solutions sometimes appear during a walk, a shower, or a quiet drive home, rather than while staring at a computer screen. Another important point is that enjoying solitude doesn't mean rejecting relationships. In fact, many people who need regular alone time value relationships deeply. They simply recognize that they show up as better friends, partners, parents, and coworkers after they've had time to recharge. Solitude helps them become emotionally available instead of emotionally depleted. Our culture often rewards visibility. Posting updates, staying connected, and always being available can make it seem as though constant interaction is the ideal. But healthy psychology isn't about maximizing interaction. It's about understanding your own needs. Some people recharge through conversation. Others recharge through quiet. Neither approach is inherently better. They're simply different paths toward the same goal of emotional balance. There's also courage in being comfortable with your own company. When you're alone, there are fewer distractions from your own thoughts. You notice habits, values, fears, and dreams that are easy to overlook during a busy week. Over time, this can strengthen your sense of identity because your decisions become guided more by your own values than by outside expectations. Of course, balance matters. Too much isolation can become unhealthy, just as too much stimulation can become overwhelming. Psychology isn't about choosing one extreme over another. It's about recognizing what helps you live well. For some people, that means planning regular social activities. For others, it means protecting quiet evenings, morning walks, reading, journaling, or simply sitting without interruption. If you've ever felt guilty for needing time alone, remember this: restoring your energy isn't selfish, it's responsible. We charge our phones before they die. We sleep because our bodies need rest. Our minds deserve recovery too. Solitude can be one of the healthiest ways to create that recovery when it's chosen intentionally and balanced with meaningful relationships. So the next time someone says you spend too much time alone, consider a different perspective. Maybe you're not avoiding life at all. Maybe you're creating the conditions that allow you to experience it more fully. Quiet isn't the absence of growth. Sometimes it's where growth begins. And perhaps the strongest relationship you'll ever build isn't with the crowd around you, but with the person you become when the world finally grows quiet. Thank you for watching WonderVerse. If you enjoy exploring psychology, curiosity, and the hidden patterns behind everyday behavior, subscribe for more thoughtful journeys into the human mind.